Today in the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, we're going to be talking about Sami Zayn winning the United States title. And I am asking questions. Why are they pushing this guy from here to the end? If you could really talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Also, we're going to be talking about Booker T slams AEW over the gummies that was in the ring on the steel cage match at Forbidden Door. And I got a lot to say about this. Also, Mercedes Moné wins her 9th title, and she's getting crazy hate for no apparent reason. And I'm going to give you my thoughts and what I think they're doing. Oh, I know what they're doing. We're going to have that and much more on the Chokeslam Wrestling Report.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome to another episode of the Chokeslam Wrestling Report, episode 260. And we're gonna get right on top of the topic here, and we're gonna start off with Jacob Fatu. Situation that looks like WWE buried them, because last night Sami Zayn won the United States title, a title that Jacob Fatu had not long ago, and he didn't even have it for a month. And they went and they gave it to Solo Sikoa and whatnot. And he lost the belt. I forgot what the pay-per-view was. He lost the belt. And then, to top it off, they had a horrible, and I'm going to say a horrible, steel cage match. I believe it was SummerSlam. It was one of the worst steel cage matches I ever seen. And he never got his title back. But now, all of a sudden, we're seeing Sami Zayn getting a crazy push for no apparent reason. If anybody that doesn't follow wrestling will say, oh, well, why are they pushing him? Well, I could tell you why they're pushing him. And they're pushing him because Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, next January or February, whatever's the date, they got him, okay, winning the Royal Rumble for him to probably win the world title at WrestleMania. My question is why? And the reason the title says WWE buried Jacob Fatu, because at this point, okay, we got to ask this question. That WWE has been doing something lately that I don't know if a lot of people have noticed, and that is they bringing in talent from other places, okay? And all the time they give them the belts. Then next thing you know, within the month, not even a month and a half, they no longer have the belts. Now, if you don't believe me, I could run down a couple of teams that I've seen and a couple of people that came in that has come in and they give them a belt and they lost right after that. So let's go with the Tongans. Okay, Gorillas of Destiny. Okay, we had Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu win the WWE Tag Team belts, only for WWE to then take the belt away from Jacob Fatu to give it to Tonga Loa, for then the Gorillas of Destiny to lose the belt in a couple of weeks. I think they lost to another team that came in right after that, and that was the Motor City Machine Guns right after that. The Motor City Machine Gun was there 3 weeks, and they ended up giving them the tag team belts and whatnot, only to lose them in a couple of weeks after that. Where they at right now? Tonga Loa just came back from a torn bicep. Tama Tonga, he's still hurt. He's on the sideline. The Motor City Machine Guns, they've been in this whole tag team scene with the YS6, who are now the tag team champion, which is that YS6 thing is a failure. Whatever anybody tells me otherwise, they're wrong. That shit was a failure, because they tried to do like the Wyatt family. That did not work. It's a failure. Okay. And so now all of a sudden, the next victim of this, let me give you a title and then let me take it away from you 5 minutes later, is Jacob Fatu. Now, Jacob Fatu he came in with a lot of energy, a lot of momentum, okay? Because the way he is in that ring. Right now, if you look at it, his momentum is not the same anymore. And what happened? Because WWE has this bad habit of, you know, if you're becoming bigger than the company, okay, what happens is we'll go and take your momentum away from you. What? Yes, that's what they do. They'll come and they take the momentum away from you. They do not want you to be bigger than the company. Okay? And that's been proven. But Jacob Fatu had a momentum, man. His momentum was crazy and whatnot. And they, with one swift swoop, they took the United States title away from him to give it to Solo Sikoa. I don't understand that part. For what? They still running with this stupid Bloodline 3.0, because I'm going to call it 3.0, the My Family Tree, the MFT, okay? And it looks like they're going to bring the Bloodline back together again. I mean, they're saying they're going to move Sami Zayn away from all this after this. And it looks like, you know, Jacob Fatu is going to be doing what? What is he going to be chasing now? Because the United States title now is with Sami Zayn. Okay? And now, what are they going to do? Are they going to give Jacob Fatu a title match, a world title match? Okay, because who is he going to fight? Cody? He should have fought Cody when he was a heel. Okay? And Cody lately, I mean, I don't know what's going on with Cody since he won the belt, but he ain't really doing much. Okay? And if you look at WWE overall, their storyline sucks. I'm sorry. There's nothing to be excited about. They got this Clash at Paris tomorrow and whatnot, and there's nothing to be excited about. I mean, if you look at it, WWE is still stuck on this storylines from last year, this time last year. Okay? Now they're pushing again. Jay Cargill all of a sudden has become the number one contender for Trish Stratton, whatever her name is. Tiffany Stratton, I'm sorry. Tiffany Stratton title. She's number one contender again. Why? She lost to Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. Why are we going there again? It's like they pull out the card and it's rinse and repeat. That's what they do. And right now, what they're doing with Sami Zayn is almost rinse and repeat. What he did, he was the first guy to beat Gunther for the Intercontinental belt. They gave him that after running with the Bloodline for almost 2 years, which he was the funny guy, whatever. And now, all of a sudden, they go and they give him the United States title. There is a purpose on this. And the purpose on this is they're going to go and they're going to, what they used to do back in the days, they're going to put people down your throat for you to cheer for. Sami Zayn right now, his time has come and go. Why are they pushing him? I already told you what it is. All this is about them promoting Royal Rumble for next year. Okay? And he may lose the belt from here to maybe Survivor Series. Then he'll lose the United States title somewhere down the line. But Sami Zayn right now, I don't know why. What's the point of him? I mean, you got so many talent there. You got Carmelo Hayes right now, a great talent. You got him teaming up with The Miz. You got, what's the other one? Oh my God, I forgot. Austin Theory. Or they're talking about he's hurt, so that's why you don't see him on TV. Or are they really not even wanting him, have nothing for him on TV? Okay. A lot of people will go to the end for WWE and they'll criticize every other promotion, every other. And we know the situation. They don't like AEW. They always got something stupid to say about AEW, but yet their product, WWE fans, look at your product. Your product is not doing any better. I mean, there's not a match that I want to see in Clash of the Paris. John Cena versus Logan Paul. Who cares? There's nothing out of that. And now, with this counter programming that WWE is doing, now they're gonna go and one-on-one with on ESPN against AEW for All Out. Who wants? Please tell me, anybody in the comments right now, Okay. Anybody in the comments, tell me if you guys want to see John Cena versus Brock Lesnar for like the 15,000th time. Okay. Or would you rather watch All Out, which is you don't know what's going to happen, and maybe crazy stuff? Because you know All Out, that's one of the pay-per-views that they go all out. Okay. It's crazy. The funny thing that I haven't seen this year is a blood and guts. We had on Anarchy in the Arena, but we haven't seen the blood and guts this year. So they might do it All Out. You know what I'm saying? And if they do it on pay-per-view, you know it's going to get real crazy. You know what I'm saying? But we asked this question, who's going to be part of that? Are they going to do another one like that? Maybe they won't. Because they just had a cage match. They're all lights out. They're not going to do. They should have done that for All Out. You know what I'm saying? That would have topped anything WWE would have had for WrestlePalooza, which they take, again, taking something from ECW to use it for their shows. You know what I'm saying? WWE doesn't care about they don't care about their fans. It's showing you right there. They're pushing Sami Zayn for him to win the Royal Rumble and then push him down to your throat so then he will become world champion. But that's what's going to happen. Let's move on to the next topic, which is Booker T slams AEW. Now, Booker T had an issue when he went to his podcast and talked about the steel case lights out AEW for Forbidden Door, where the Young Bucks decided to pull out a bag, which supposedly it was supposed to include thumbtacks, glass, all type of thing. But see, what made it funny was that that's what they're expecting. But as you guys been following what happened to the Young Bucks like they used to be the EVP, now they're no longer the EVP, so they're not getting the respect. The entry, they called them wrong names, and when they thought they were going to pull out the glass and the how you call it, the thumbtacks, gummy bears came out of that. So apparently Booker T did not like that, supposedly. Oh, this is one of the reasons why I don't watch AEW. How can you say this? Matter of fact, how can you give an opinion about a company that you don't watch these shows? You admitted that, you know what I'm saying, that you don't watch AEW. So how can you give an opinion?
Whoa.
How can you give an opinion about something that you don't watch? Okay, about something you don't watch. So that shows me right there that you're a WWE shield. I feel that you're paid by WWE for you to take shots at AEW, because that's what it looks like. How can you say, oh, the Forbidden Door cage match was no good when you did not watch it? All you did was go and search for something out of the whole match that was crazy and the shit that happened in that match. All you focused was on the gummy bears that were thrown in the ring. Think about it. I want you wrestling fans to understand that these are people who have a podcast and they are WWE shields. They're under the payroll of WWE. They get on these podcasts and all they do is take shot at every other promotion, mostly AEW, because I don't know, because they want to make themselves look good. Okay. They want to be in WWE's good side. But for you to say that you don't like the AEW and this is the reason why you don't watch it, you don't watch any of the shows because all you focused was on the gummy bears that was on the ring. You didn't bother to sit down and actually watch the whole show. But it's funny that you say that, but Heatwave, that was show, or what that show was after Forbidden Door, some matches that were in there kind of were similar to the matches that AEW had that same night. You don't believe me? Omar Femi threw Javon, whatever his name is, toward the table, threw him from the ring into the table. Kind of funny because Claudio Castelloni went and grabbed Darby Allin and threw him exactly the same way that Omar Femi did to Javon, whatever his name is, and threw him against the gate. So you mean to tell me that WWE does not watch AEW and the things they do? Now there's word they're going to do shows in small arena now because they're losing fans. And it's not, listen, it has nothing to do with the fans coming in. It's because their storylines are not good. So Booker T will go and tell you otherwise. We'll give you another story. He will tell you, no, we got to do it this way. This is the way why we doing it. This and this and that way. You know that's not the way it's supposed to be. Because wrestling fans, they love wrestling and knows the business and know what storylines are good or not, will not put up with that shit. The only ones that stay there are the ones that are into that attitude era, that things that you could rinse and repeat, like the storylines are like WWE 2K25, because that's what it is. If you look at it, most of the WWE shows look like a game. They look like a video game. Rinse and repeat. And a lot of people, a lot of WWE fans will not like what I'm saying. But again, this is my platform. I got into an argument with someone over the weekend last week over guys telling me, making excuses for WWE, saying that WWE is not trying to put AEW out of business. He said, no, that's not true. They're trying to protect the number one. No, they counter programming because they want to put them out of business. That's why I know you don't listen to my podcast. Okay. Some of these guys that act like they support my podcast, they don't. All they want, especially on Twitter, all they want is likes and for you to subscribe to their Twitter. And most of them don't listen to none of this shit because all I have to do is just go to your Twitter and I see everything. You got a Roman Reigns as a profile, whatever, and you all I read in your profile page in your feed is about WWE and WWE is better. And this is no matter how bad the programming is, I know you don't go to my page. Or you don't go to my page, you don't listen to my podcast. And I block homeboy because he was making excuses, and then it was stupid. He when I told him that WWE was the one who took this first shot in 2019, calling them a piss and company, he was like, oh no, Triple H was being, he was playing playful. Stop the bullshit. This is I know that you bullshit. You're making excuses for WWE. Okay, it's ridiculous. But then yet a lot of people criticize anything that other people do outside of WWE. They criticize them, like my girl Mercedes Moné. Okay, now Mercedes Moné is doing a great job in AEW. She won her 9th title. Okay, now everybody's talking about why she's doing this. Why is AEW allowing her to have all these belts? Blase. Well, if your people don't get it, then something's wrong with you. See, Mercedes Moné is doing what WWE doesn't allow their female wrestlers to do, and that's go to other companies and fight and wrestle. Now, yes, Mercedes Moné having 9 titles, even though I will say 8 because the Owen Hart title, you can't defend it. The Owen Hart title is just something she won. But the fact that she has 9 titles shows you that this woman is bringing eyes to women wrestling outside of the United States. Okay. We're talking about Scotland. We're talking about in Poland. Who knew that there was independent wrestling in Poland? She won the belt there. Nia Jax. I'm sorry. What's her name? Oh my God. Nyla Rose just won a title outside of the United States. Okay. And most likely Mercedes Moné is going to go after that and beat her to win her 10th title. Okay. And she's going to tie Ultimate Dragon, who had 10 couple of 1995, 96. Okay. For all the junior world titles that he had all around him. So My thing is, what she's doing is revolutionizing the pro wrestling women's field. Let's put it that way. Okay, she's pushing women's wrestling outside of the United States and doing it. And if that was a problem, do you think other promotions will be like, no, yeah, bring her in, take our main title out of there, and then she could go to the United States? No, she's doing it, and she's walking around in the United States with these belts, so people know that they are independent wrestling promotions that pushing women wrestling. But of course, you got these trolls, and you got everybody that hates her for no apparent reason and whatnot. You got them bitching and moaning, talking about it's stupid, she got too many titles, blase, blase. But these are the same people who were supporting her back in WWE when she was winning a belt. The belt that she won the SmackDown or the Raw's title, and within a month she lost it because they gave it to Becky Lynch, and then they gave it to Becky Lynch, they gave it to Charlotte. So you want her to go to, not to go to other places. You wanted her to stay in WWE. They were treating her like shit in WWE. Okay. And you want her, now you're mad because she decided, well, you know what? I had enough of this. I'm going to go to Japan. You remember that? When she went to Japan and won the IWGP Women's Championship? The reign didn't last long, but she won it. Then she went after she competed for the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong belt, but she broke her ankle that year. I think it was 2022 or 2023. But then she came back and beat Stephanie Vaquel for that belt. And that belt, the only reason she lost it was because she was in a 4-way and she never got pinned. That woman has been pinned once. That's all she's been pinned. And the only woman that pinned her was Toni Storm. Now you can ask yourself this question: Who is the best woman wrestler right now? I say Toni Storm. Then comes Mercedes Moné right after that. Now in WWE, who's the best wrestler out there? I still say Rhea Ripley is the best wrestler there right now, but she ain't have no title. And Io Sky, Becky Lynch, she alright. Charlotte, whatever. But right now, Toni Storm is the number one female right now. She won the Pro Wrestling Illustrated number one female last year. She might get it again. Okay. But Mercedes Moné right now, with the way she's going, 9 titles around her waist, titles that she can't even carry, she needs help. Right now, she's the woman to beat. And for all these haters right now going after her because she got all these titles and don't understand the reason why she has those titles, then you should not watch wrestling anymore. Okay? Because the whole purpose of her winning all these belts is to push women wrestling outside the United States and to show people that there's women wrestling outside the United States in Europe, Poland, you name it. And I will not be surprised if she goes to Stardom and takes the IWGP Women's Championship or comes back from over there with a belt from Stardom. Okay? Now, she's not going to go to Mary Gold because Mary Gold, the owner of that, he's in bed with WWE. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't understand how people are so upset about this. You're so upset about her winning so many belts. It's not even funny. Why be upset? Should be happy. More women wrestlers get to work. It's like when I hear wrestling fans talk, AEW is garbage or they're going to go out of business. They want wrestlers to be out of business. You know what I'm saying? And you know what happened with that in 2001 when WCW closed down? A lot of wrestlers out of business. TNA brought in a couple. WWE took some of them, then used them to the expectations out of that whole WCW thing. I think Booker T came out of that. That's why he kissed his ass so many times. Goldberg got a chance, but he didn't last that long. And Goldberg found out real quick that just because you used to wrestle for WWE at one point doesn't mean when you come back you're gonna get respected. He got treated like shit in his last match and whatnot. So it goes to show you that, again, I'm not trying to take shots at WWE, but come on, you can't be blind to this shit. You can't be blind how their storylines are going. You can't be blind to none of that stuff. So why you can't see that, but you could see Mercedes Moné having 9 belts, and that's a problem. I don't understand it. I really don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to me, I'm gonna enjoy wrestling regardless. You know what I'm saying? Forbidden Door last week. I mean, I don't think there was a match in there that was boring, and I gave that shit a 9. Okay, now you're gonna say, "Oh, but it was a 9." Okay, I want to see WWE tomorrow top Forbidden Door. I don't see it. I don't think so. Okay, the Heat Wave didn't. Their Heat Wave show didn't top Forbidden Door. So at the end of the day, if they want to counter program WWE, I mean AEW, go right ahead. But we'll find out by the numbers if people still going to see AEW. So, like I said, I like wrestling. It don't matter what it is. Let's just have wrestling. Let's enjoy the matches. But WWE is that lazy. They're too busy. Right now, like I said, I've been saying this since the beginning, since after WrestleMania. WWE is so focused of trying to get every streaming channel or whatever for them to get a spot in places. So when it's time for TV contracts to come up, AEW won't have a spot to put their show. And this may backfire because they're forgetting Fox Sports is still around. And there was rumors that AEW and Tony Khan were thinking about coming to. Remember there was Shockwave? Remember that rumor going around? That Shockwave was going to go and do, how you call it? They were going to do a third programming or a fourth at that time because they had Rampage. But remember that? You remember that? So Fox Sports is still open. Yeah, WWE got to jump on ESPN. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? But never know. Things can happen. Things can happen. You know what I'm saying? Right now, WWE is trying so hard. They got AAA, they got TNA, and they're working with Noah. They're working with All Japan Pro Wrestling. They're working with because they like to copy from other companies. They are copying from AEW and the Forbidden Door. Okay, so at the end of the day, TNA, they're going to use TNA to counter program AEW or whatever they're trying to do, and TNA is going to go out of business. It's just a matter of time. WWE is going to end up buying it because there was a report by Solomon Monster that said that WWE said if TNA was to be sold, it has to be from someone who is friendly with WWE. It can't be a competitor. So think about that, guys. Think about that. But that is it for me today, guys. Let me know what you think of this show. Let me know your thoughts, your feedback on this whole thing with Jacob Fatu. Where does he go from here? Because right now, what is going to be chasing now? He was chasing the United States title because Solo Sikoa has it, but WWE decided, well, no, let's give it to Sami Zayn. Let me know what you think about that. Booker T slamming AEW when he does not watch AEW. Yeah, he had a problem with the gummies inside the ring in a steel cage match and whatnot. So he saw a little clip of that and he thought the whole show was funny. Mercedes Moné winning the 9th title. What other title do you think she's going to get? I have 2 predictions. One, the one that Nia Jax has. Why can't you say Nia Jax? Nyla Rose has. We are live. So the one that Nyla Rose has that she just won in Europe. I think the Eve title, I think it's called. Or she's going to go win that one from Nyla Rose and then go to New Japan to Stardom and win the IWGP title and have it all. I still think that either she's going to be Toni Storm the next time she wrestles her, or it's going to be Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne, I don't like the way they treat Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne with the Triangle of Madness, I don't like her in that. And definitely don't like her with Penelope Ford. They need to get that. Let this girl. She got all the looks. She has the whole works. But AEW got to do something better. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see about that. So let me know what you guys think of that. Again, guys, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, the X, and of course, subscribe to the channel and the YouTube channel and whatnot. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have missed any of my episodes and whatnot, go check it out. I just did one with Raja Jackson and Psycho Stew situation. And somebody pissed me off on the comments. And I want to apologize because I was just having a bad day, I guess. And I was trying to get my point across, but people try to jump right on top of you. Oh, but we covered this already. And I was trying to get to a point and I lost my cool. So I apologize and whatnot. And but check it out. And also check out any other episodes that you have missed. And when I check out my shorts that I got there and whatnot. So also check out the podcast store. We got t-shirts, hats, and hoodies. You can go to tcwr.veryinkpressive.com. That's tcwr.veryinkpressive.com and check out the hoodies, the hats, and whatnot, and support the podcast. I will gladly appreciate it and whatnot. Share it with friends, and I will see you guys next week. And I'll give you my thoughts maybe this week or Clash in Paris. I will watch it because I want to see how it goes. I'm going to highs and lows because it's early. That's the only reason I'm going to watch it, because they're in France and the show is at 1 o'clock here in New York. So 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock, I don't know what it is, but it might be 2 o'clock. So I definitely want to check it out, give you my thoughts on it, and we'll see. We'll talk. With that, I'll see you guys next week. Signing off.